Hey everyone, it's Patti Lucia in the kitchen of Mother Earth Sanctuary Cafe. Today, guess what we're making? Pureed Brussels Sprout Soup. So what I've done here is I have taken a lot of fresh Brussels sprouts, about 3 pounds of fresh Brussels sprouts, and I've taken the stem off. What I'm going to do is wash these thoroughly. And that's all you do with your Brussels sprouts. It's about 3 pounds of fresh Brussels sprouts with the stems cut off. The next step is to brown. I have 3 large onions and a handful of garlic that I am sauteing in the pan. This is going to be the base. With the Brussels sprout soup, the Brussels sprouts speak for themselves. So I am just browning this up really nice. I've got some salt and pepper in the pan, and it's going to take about, I would say 10-15 minutes to get this just right. And then we'll take it to the next step. Okay, so the onion and the garlic is all nicely browned. What I'm going to do at this point is add water. You could do stock if you want. I actually think that there's plenty of flavor in the onion and garlic combination along with the Brussels sprouts. So we've got the onion and the garlic mixed up with about a half a gallon of water, and then the next step, of course, is going to be to add our Brussels. And now I am adding Brussels sprouts to the mix, and what I'm going to do is cover it and let it simmer on its own. So there are the Brussels sprouts in the onion and garlic and water mix, and we're going to let these simmer for about 45 minutes now. Okay, as you can see, the Brussels sprouts have cooked down quite nicely. What I'm doing is I'm kind of poking them a little bit, because what you want is you want them to be soft. And so they're not completely soft yet, so what I'm going to do is give them a little bit more time, and I'll know that they're ready when they are completely soft. And the reason for this is because I am going to be putting them in the blender and blending them, so I really want it to be a nice, smooth puree. Alright, so that's how you test to make sure it's done, is you give them a poke and make sure that your fork goes through them nice and easy. So we're going to give them a little more time to cook all the way through. Okay, so we've let the Brussels sprouts cook a little bit longer, and they've softened up quite nicely. And as you can see, it's all cooked down quite nicely. The onion and garlic is all cooked down. There's a little less liquid in here, but the Brussels sprouts are now ready to be pureed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them out. I'm going to let them cool a little bit, and then put them in the blender and blend them up. So that is the next step. So what I have here are some very thinly sliced onions that I'm sauteing up. This is going to be part of the garnish for the pureed Brussels sprout soup. So you want to saute them up real nicely with some salt and pepper, and put that aside for your garnish. So this is about a half an onion, sliced thinly, and being sauteed up on a medium so that it doesn't get crispy. We want it nice and translucent and a little brown, but we don't want it too crisp. Again, make sure you put your salt and pepper on there for taste. And this will be one of the garnishes for your Brussels sprout soup. When your Brussels sprouts are completely cooked, they are ready to be blended in the blender. I like to begin the blending process with the lowest speed, run it through a couple of times, and then once on a higher speed, which is meant more for smoothing. And then what I get is, you know, a wonderfully green and smooth pureed Brussels sprout mixture that looks like this. And then we are really ready to go. If you find that you're blending and it seems to be too thick, add some spring water or some very, very clean filtered water so that you get that kind of smoothness and viscosity in your blended Brussels sprouts. Your Brussels sprout soup is now ready to serve. What I have here are the sauteed onions, and I have some of the fresh raspberry sauce that I have made. Now, the fresh raspberry sauce is made by taking about 16 ounces of fresh raspberry, putting it in the blender along with whatever sweetener you want to use, and blending it up. And then you simply run it through a sieve so that you don't have the seeds. So this is fresh raspberry sauce. I put it in the refrigerator, and what I like to do is put these fresh sauteed onions on the top there. Now they're steamy, but then I take the raspberry sauce and I drizzle it over, and it's cool. So this becomes this very pretty dish. You've got a wonderful combination of flavors here. You've got the Brussels sprout, you've got the onion on top, and then this wonderful raspberry sauce. Raspberries and Brussels sprouts go very well together. It's a wonderful combination. It's a wonderful contrast that complements as well. So that is your pureed Brussels sprout soup with sauteed onion and raspberry sauce. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you get to make some of this real soon. Bon appetit!